Y'all, Skylar here with Sky Gardens. I grow flowers in West Texas of all places. Man, look at this view today. We have a beautiful evening right here. And I'm so grateful. Welcome to our In His Creation segment here on YouTube. This is where we look at what is going on in the garden, whether that be the people or the actual garden or the weather or what is taking place right here, right now, and look and see what God has to say about that, which is pretty neat to see God work right in front of our eyes. And the reason I started doing this is because I would learn lessons in the garden, or I would be reminded of something in the garden, and I thought, man, everybody needs to hear this. It's not just me, and it's kind of selfish of me to keep all this to myself, because I know that everybody needs to hear it. So, we just came off a pretty rough week, I'm not gonna lie. The week before last I was out of town, so we didn't do a video. It was great. I was able to go with my family on vacation. And last week we received a crazy hailstorm that did quite a bit of damage, I'm not gonna lie. And it hurt. It hurt in every way possible. It hurts. All of our drip lines are totally destroyed. That hurts. I'm gonna have to replace them all. We had seedlings that are not going to make it. And we have dahlias here that were pruned back to little bitty sticks. But it's crazy to see how God works in these times where it feels hopeless and it feels like we are helpless and it feels like where is God in this, right? Today, for the first time, I started feeling like, okay, maybe this is looking like it's getting back on track. And I looked up and I looked around and I was like, yeah, you know, there are things getting back on track. The dahlias are turning green again. What a blessing that is. Like, huge blessing, right? I've got new sections that are being planted, and I didn't lay out that drip line last Tuesday night is whenever the storm came, and that is a miracle, y'all, because I was about to lay it out, but I was like, no, we're gonna wait and see if we can get one more rain on this so I can till it, make it look really nice. That is a blessing. It's a crazy, amazing blessing from the Lord, and it felt like I was behind because of it, but no, instead it saved all those drip lines. And that's a miracle. If we get one tonight and that exact thing happens, I'm gonna be like, okay, God, I thought it was saved, but I was just kidding. But I'm gonna tell you what happened last week. In that hailstorm, we had the dahlias looking like little sticks. Like, I kid you not. If this was green, this is what every single one of these out here looked like. Now they are putting on a ton of new growth, and I'm going to show you it pretty up close here in just a minute after I take the phone off the tripod. But I wanted to read this to you because this is actually a verse that I knew and I know, and I've thought of it, and I think every time that I think about it, I'm like, God takes off the bad branches. God takes off the bad branches, you know? And I'm sitting here and I'm looking at it, and the funny thing is I've known it before, like God prunes to make way for good fruit, like, and so I think that was what I was really thinking was, this is going to be bad, you have to prune it right here to make way for good fruit, right? And so my thought whenever this hailstorm comes through is, God, this was already good, and it was gonna produce good flowers, good fruit, not actual fruit because we don't grow fruit, but the flowers, these dahlias, they're gorgeous, and it was going to produce good flowers. And I have no doubt about that. None. Like, it was gonna do so good, so many good things. And God came through and he brought a hailstorm to prune it for me instead. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, you know, this is just driving me crazy. So I start looking for verses in the Bible about pruning. Not even about destruction, because yes, the seedlings are gone, but this is our biggest crop, and whenever it is not doing well, it kind of stresses me out, because this is what, in my opinion, for me, really stands apart and brings people in the fall because they're gorgeous flowers. So I'm sitting here and I'm looking at it, and I start looking up verses, right? And I know this verse. It comes from John 15. And I'm just going to start at the very beginning of John 15. It says, "I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser." I'm just going to read straight through this, and then we're going to talk about it. "Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that bears fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. You are already clean because of the word which I have spoken to you. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me and I in him bears much fruit. For without me, you can do nothing. If anyone does not abide in me, he is cast out as a branch and is withered, and they gather them and throw them into the fire, and they are burned. If you abide in me and my words abide in you, you will ask what you desire, and it shall be done for you. By this my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit, so you will be my disciples." And I think really, starting in 5, it says, "I am the vine and you are the branches," and this is that part. And I think that's a part that I've always focused on in this verse, because that's like, you will bear much fruit if you are connected to the vine of Jesus Christ, right? And that's the part that I always really enjoy and love. I love how the Bible has so many farming and growing things, that is what those people knew, and that's what I get to know. And so I love that is in the Bible so much. But right here, the very, very beginning of this, chapter 15, verse number 2, "Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away." And so I think that was what I was thinking whenever this dahlia thing happened is, man, and I knew that it was going to be a good pruning, but at the same time, it feels hopeless and helpless whenever there's nothing out here. And I'm just like, God, I don't even know where to begin. I need to order more things. I've got to make drip lines work, and all these stresses that are piling up, it feels a little bit hopeless. And the whole time I knew that these things have the ability to come back. But man, this is the really cool part. Verse 2, "Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away, and every branch that bears fruit, he prunes." Do you know why he prunes it? That it may bear more fruit. This was going to bear fruit. These dahlias were going to be beautiful. They were going to be so amazing. And we had some blooms, some buds on a lot of these plants. Talk about a heart-wrenching moment. All these buds on these beautiful dahlias. No more. But do you know what? Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away, and every branch that bears fruit, he prunes, that it should bear more fruit. It is going to bear more fruit. Our God is so good, and he does this in our lives. He said, "Skylar, yes, you were gonna bear fruit, and you were going to be a testament of my power and my amazingness and my awesomeness." You were being a testimony for me, but let me prune you back a bit so you can bear more fruit. Dahlias, let me prune you back so that you can bear more fruit. Hopefully we can bring more people to him. More people can know that we serve a good God that takes care of us and wants the best for us and can do the hard things to make sure that we get there. And that is wild. That is so, so neat. So, here we are, a week out of the hailstorm that really took us out for the most part. But man, am I grateful for the pruning that has taken place in my heart on these plants, on the drip lines that I'm gonna replace, and every other part. God. Sorry, there's an airplane up there too. I get distracted by those. They're so amazing. Thank y'all for joining us. I hope that you feel encouraged, and I hope that if you're in a time where God is pruning you, you know that He's right there. And He's the one doing the pruning so that you can bear more fruit. That's amazing. So amazing. It's such a beautiful night too, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining us on this beautiful night. I hope this is encouraging to you. If you did enjoy this, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do to our channel. That really does help the algorithm figure out that, hey, this is a good video or this is a good channel. They're putting out good things, and you know, there's not always a lot of good things on social media, so hopefully we can start filling it up with Jesus. Wouldn't that be amazing? Fill up all of social media with so much Jesus that all of the bad gets kind of drained out. Wouldn't that be so good? Anyways, thank y'all so much for joining. I'm gonna keep on talking because it's just too beautiful outside, so I'm gonna let y'all go. I'll see you next time. I'm sure that we'll have some more things that God's teaching us out here, and yeah, we'll be talking to you soon. Thank y'all for joining.